here driving in the car. I need to get more shredded. So if I was committed, I would just work on the videos and try as hard as humanly possible. Anyways, and it wouldn't have to be perfect. I wouldn't need to have a result now, but the intentions and the inputs are what matters. I have so much going for me. I'm practically a cheat code. I'm white, I'm tall, I'm shredded. I'm extremely strong. I have pretty much anything I could ever possibly want. So why on earth haven't I started? It's because I keep sabotaging myself. My whole brand is everything moves in the same direction. Everything makes me more shredded. Everything moves me faster. Does not matter what little emotions or what gay little fucking feelings you have. Those feelings can be motivators for action. It's so easy. As long as you are a forward thinker, if you do a bunch of push-ups and drink coffee, bunch of push-ups, exert yourself, then drink coffee so you have absolute control. And then you simply just, it's a matter of time. It's all just a matter of time. If I spend 4 hours in my room, locked in my room, the only words I can look at is a document on my computer, nothing else in my vision. Eventually, after spending enough time between blankness in my own thoughts or actually stimulus writing in the paper, my brain, your brain is always going to choose stimulus instead of just blank, empty, stagnating thoughts. Because nothing in your body is supposed to stop moving. Like, life is moving. If the blood in your body, if the heart stops pumping blood and circulating blood all throughout your body at all times, you start to get disease. So decay and stress in the body is the definition of when oxygen cannot flow naturally. So if you smoke a shitload of cigarettes and your lungs are all fucked and they're filled with tar, oxygen can't be as easily inhaled. It can't be as easily transmuted into your system. That's why smoking weed is bad for you. Where am I going with this voice now? So I have to get more shredded, and I keep saying that, but I guess the real fact is, what can I do today to put myself in the best position for tomorrow? And the truth is, it's stop consuming slave programming, stop changing my beliefs, stop doing anything that's gonna change my state of being, and just fucking focus. It's not always gonna be perfect. It's not always gonna feel good. But it will always be my choice. The whole world stands aside for a man who knows where he's going. So if you don't have what you want in life, why would you reward yourself? Unless deep down subconsciously you believe you are not able to achieve those great things that you set out for yourself. So what is the answer? You can live as primal as you want. It's up to you. But if you don't have the discipline, if you don't have the driving force inside of you that wakes you up out of the middle of the night, if you don't jump out of bed every single morning fucking excited with a full fucking, what's the word I'm looking for? A fucking full sprint, 100% chasing towards your goal, target on task. Like, if you don't wake up and you're absolutely in love with life, just excited to get after it and chase your fucking goals like you were when you were a kid, you are not going to compete with the people who are genuinely obsessed. Think about things that you were really good at when you were a kid. I was really, really good at playing games. I was really, really good at playing video games, trying to win, trying to figure things out, doing absolutely anything to get to the finish line and fucking win. Whether that was video games, whether that was just competing, playing kickball. I remember there was a family kickball game one time when I was a kid camping with all my friends and my family. We had a big family kickball game, and the moment that they started just having fun and not taking things seriously, I lost my shit. I was screaming, I was angry, I was frustrated. I made a screaming fit because my team lost, Everybody on the kickball field was having fun. They were just kicking the ball around. Hey, let's have a nice fun time. Let's let this 2-year-old kid kick the ball and then pretend to let her run a fucking marathon, run all around the bases to get a home run. And it was just like, that infuriated me so deeply to my core. It set something off inside of me that I had a screaming fit. I had a raging fit. My little brother, I got frustrated with him because he was unable to catch one of the balls because he's just not athletic. He's just a fucking nerd. But not in a bad way. But the point being, think back to your character development and things that raised your spirits back when you were a kid. It's like all I can think of was being so excited to go all the way through Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, all the way for Saturday, and then I could wake up early and play video games all day. I would play video games 7 hours straight on Saturday. The rule in our house was you can get 1 hour a day to play video games, or you could have all 7 hours at once like a fucking degenerate, amazing king god on Saturday. So that's what I did. Always as a kid, I was extremely motivated to have the most dopamine as possible. I wanted the best, most fun, absolute best experience possible as a kid. I would always try to eat as much food, eat as much candy as possible. I always had an obsessive mindset. During Halloween, I would eat so much candy on Halloween night that I would fucking feel sick and basically throw up. So my parents had to limit my candy consumption to like one Ziploc bag. They said, all of the candy, I don't care how many pounds of candy you got these past 2 days trick-or-treating or whatever, you get one Ziploc plastic bag and that's it. And they sent all of my candy away off to like the troops in Afghanistan for like a funny Halloween US veteran thing. And it's just like, all through my childhood, every second of every day, I've always had an obsessive personality. Always. So if things weren't perfect, if I didn't have the absolute best experience, if I didn't have the best attempt, the best time, I just wasn't into it. It's like I remember fucking going to Sky Zone as a kid and doing the Ninja Warrior course, play dodgeball at Sky Zone and trying to fucking compete. And I remember I loved going to Sky Zone and fucking playing dodgeball, jumping on the trampolines, whipping dodgeballs at kids, competing. And then eventually 2 or 3 years older, I got there and it wasn't fun anymore. I wasn't obsessed with it anymore. It wasn't the same. So my whole life, I've always been obsessed with winning, obsessed with getting my way. And I know it sounds kind of cringe when I say that, but God put me on this earth so I could create, not so I could lay around consuming content, not so I could lay around wasting my time and wasting the energy God has given me. That's why I haven't been where I want to be. So especially when I was competitive as a kid, it all just started from there. Especially in middle school, I got really fat in middle school because I was just eating sugar all the time, like all my friends. They were really skinny soccer kids who were pretty active, and I was just like a fat, lazy fuck who ate food all day. So that started to make me really insecure because I was bigger and stronger than all of them, except I was more fat, and we ate the same food. Imagine eating the exact same diet as all of your friends. You all eat the same thing. You eat together every day. You all eat the same foods. But you get fat and obese and they all stay skinny. Imagine what that did to my head as a middle schooler. It was like, literally from then, I believed I was better than everybody else because I had it harder. I knew when I got to the other side and I became a giant 6'5" Greek god shredded, that I would be the fucking winner. That I'd be better than them. I was bigger, I was stronger. I always knew for a fact I was better than everybody else from the very beginning. Well, middle school, let's say. So when I got to high school, I very quickly realized that everybody else just kind of doesn't really care about shit. They all just do whatever they feel like. And then I always tried to be the best in high school. I got there freshman year. I played football freshman year. I tried to be the best, you know? I tried to compete in the position that I was good at, playing on the defensive line, but I wasn't big enough. I wasn't strong enough. I just was not the absolute best in that community. So the whole freshman football team, I was like middle of the pack. And therefore, I could not live with myself. I had to be the best. So I quit football just because I couldn't be the best. I quit football, and then I started playing volleyball. And volleyball, I was way better. I was leagues above everybody else at my school. When I was a junior in high school, when I was 16 years old, all my friends were playing on like the junior level teams when they were 16 for like the competitive club season, like the AAU club season. So there's like the official school season, you play for your school, you wear your school uniform, your mascot, and then there's the AAU competition club season where you like do a travel team, you go on tournaments, you go around the country, you play with people who aren't from your school. So on the AAU travel team, at 16 years old, I was playing all the way up on an 18s level team. I was playing with seniors in high school when I was 16. And I was the only person from my school that was raised all the way up to an 18s level when I was a 16-year-old. I was the only person. Everybody else was playing low, playing at their level. And it literally just cemented the fact in my mind that there was nobody I knew in my environment who was able to compete with me. I was the best. I wanted it more. I wanted to be the highest status individual in every environment I walked into. In football, it was hard because everybody was bigger and stronger than me. I had struggles. I could not compete at that level. So I got a little bit lower to where all the volleyball nerds were, and they were all just like weird and skinny and just like gay and slow, and they were not very shredded. Not very shredded, not very competitive. They had a very weak warrior spirit. So when I got there, I saw instantly, I was like, it really doesn't take that much work. If I just spend every single second of every day obsessed with volleyball, obsessed with becoming the best, playing volleyball every day, watching videos every day, going to sleep dreaming about volleyball, texting all my friends about volleyball, sending memes about volleyball, all that shit. I was absolutely obsessed. It was all I thought about every second of every day, just getting better and better and better and better and better. Everything was a fucking test that I wanted to overcome. But I only got that way because I was insecure in the first place. I would not have pushed myself to become so extremely competitive, to try to win and compete with all of these guys and become the absolute best. It was the competition with other people because I knew for a fucking fact I was better than them. It was the competition with all the people around me, and I could see for a fact I was more shredded, I was cleaner, I was bigger, I was more powerful, I could jump higher. Everything went in my direction. I was going to win. So how on earth could I not compete when I knew for a fact I was able to win? It's because I believed in myself, and because I believed everybody was worse than me. I was the best. And that I also was extremely deep down, there was a root of my insecurity that I couldn't overcome. I was deeply insecure and extremely confident and arrogant that I was better than everybody else. So that drove me to prove this massive ego. So you have to think about, who are you competing with in your current life? Who are the people you're speaking to on a daily basis? Who are the people you are trying to be better than? You can compete. You've always been able to compete. You just need other people to compete with. Every single competitor, no matter what they do, they all come together, they all see each other's game, and then when they get home, they all analyze, they practice for tomorrow, they try to get better, they try things a different way, they try things up here, they try things down there. They try to succeed from every different angle, and they keep repeating over and over and over again, competing with other people, seeing what works, seeing what doesn't. They look at the professional, absolute highest status professionals in that field. You see what the professionals do, and then you compare it to your current work. Before volleyball practice, I'd watch professional athletes play. I'd watch the USA team. I'd watch like college Division I teams on one phone. So I had one phone college teams and then another phone with film of me playing in high school. So I literally saw the side-by-side comparison of my work compared to the work of professionals. And I did that pretty much every day before practice. And then I got home, and then I studied it even more. And then I was practicing, and I had fun, and I filmed all my videos, and I was just absolutely obsessed. Most of my time during the day was spent thinking about volleyball and trying to get better at volleyball. And that was just it. Everything made me better at volleyball. It was what I was obsessed with. But the only reason I was obsessed with that is because I had a bunch of people around me to compete with. I had a bunch of people who were all trying, and after I saw their effort, I saw myself, and I was like, damn, I could very easily outcompete every single one of these kids and destroy them for the title of victory, the title of champion, the winner. My only problem was I started to have negative thoughts and shallow, habitual, demonic habits and addictions that I could not control of. And when I was not confident in myself, when I lost my warrior spirit, when I was down in the dumps, when I was feeling bad and feeling slow, I was literally unable to compete because in my mind, my obsessive personality, obsessed with perfection, I knew for a fact, because I am not as good as I could be, I might as well not compete. And that's what killed me. The struggle of, I'm not at perfection, so don't compete. And perfection doesn't exist. Perfection is the same word as competition. If you're trying to win a Super Bowl, and you have to go through 16 regular season games and then 8 playoff games to get all the way to the Super Bowl to compete for 4 quarters and overtime to get the win, it's like only plays and players and game plans and actual running routes that are absolutely perfect, because out there in nature, in the natural world with the seasons and the sun and the moon, there are periods of winter, of extreme scarcity and starvation and coldness and slowness. Winter is very cold and slow and hard. And then there's periods of abundance and fruitfulness and fucking summer, where everything is hot, everything's moving in the summer. There's so much abundance. So out there in nature, there is a constant battle between the forces that are abundant, that build everything up and they make everything big and grow and explode, and then the extremely dark, cold forces, the scarcity that breaks everything down. So in the summer and the winter, the natural growth and destruction every single year, the trees, they grow bigger and then they get cold and all the leaves die and they get destroyed. They grow bigger and they get destroyed. It's only after time, it's only after constant repetition, right? It takes a lot of competition and destruction and then building yourself back up to actually achieve perfection in nature. Something that's perfection, there is no waste, there are no impurities. It is completely clean and perfect. That's what perfection is, something with zero waste. So if you're a football team competing after a 16-game regular season going all the way through the playoffs, your team is going to be damn near perfect. No waste, no impurities, no wasted time. All of your routes are exactly planned out. You have responses. You're a well-oiled machine. You are precise. You are perfect. Everything in nature is perfect and it has divine geometry and it's very nice and like perfectly symmetrical because every single summer and winter it grows and it's destroyed. There's abundance and scarcity. And it's only after the constant growth and destruction that purity and perfection is achieved. Think about Arnold Schwarzenegger, one of the greatest bodybuilders to ever live. It was the constant periods of destruction in the gym, destroying his muscles, and then feeding in abundance and growing bigger and eating food. Absolutely destroying, ripping apart those muscle fibers in the gym, tearing his muscles apart. And then rewarding himself and taking things easy and having the abundance and just eating a bunch of food and taking it easy. You need the difficulty and also the reward. You need the scarcity, but also the fruitfulness and the abundance. That's how perfection is achieved. So you can't just have one speed. You can't just be obsessed every second of every day thinking about your goal. You need to have periods of obsessive competition, of chasing the goal in front of you. And then you have to have periods where you're sitting back, you're relaxing, you're rewarding yourself, and you can think about your competition. You can analyze yourself, but from a different perspective. The reason why coaches are so important in sports is because they see the game from an outsider's perspective. There's a bunch of players on the field, they're all competing. They need the coach's perspective to call plays from the outside because they can see things that the players with the blinders on can't see. So if you're competing for hours and hours and hours a day and you have tons of film to go watch at the end of the night, eat a bunch of food, reward yourself, take it slow, get that nice healing energy, eat a bunch of food, be nice and full and heal yourself. And then watch your film, watch your videos, go over your performance from a different, relaxed perspective. You're gonna see things in a different light. If you are in the heat of battle, in the heat of competition, and then you take an immediate step back just to see what you did, it's not gonna hit the same as if you're all the way back home and you just showered, you ate all your food, and now you're just relaxing on the couch, watching your film. That is the state of being I'm talking about that gets you true reflection and analysis. If you've ever heard the term shower thought, like the word, a shower thought, it's when you're in the shower and your mind is literally just completely subconscious. You're not aware of your surroundings. Because you've taken a shower millions and millions of times, your mind just goes subconscious and it just starts imagining things while you're showering. It's while you're in the shower, those are when you win your best arguments and you have your greatest thoughts. Because you're in a different state of being. You're thinking about the exact same things from a different perspective. So when I'm knocking on doors during the day, trying to make sales, I knock on a door, no, knock on a door, no, knock on a door, no. Instead of just being in the same state of being, the same perspective, just trying over and over and over again to keep knocking on doors and to keep making one more sale, just to try one more time, it's so much better for me to sit in my car for a minute, take a deep breath, meditate, slow myself down to where I'm in a different state of being and I can see things from a different perspective. That is how you overcome problems and you fucking compete and achieve perfection. The scarcity and the abundance. The competition and the reward, the recuperation. So if you are not, that's the one thing I was doing. I wasn't really allowing myself to relax. So if you don't have either of these parts combined, you're gonna fail. You're gonna burn yourself out if you're just all work, all struggle, all fucking battle, competition all the time. And you're also gonna fail if you're just all reward, all slowness, all take it easy all the time. You need both. Trust your instincts. Do what makes you feel better and get more shredded. I can't think of a better time in my life than when I was competing with volleyball because all of my boxes were filled. All the time during the day was filled. I was super excited to go I was super excited to go play volleyball, super excited to stretch. I could compete, I could fight and try really hard and work for long hours, and I could relax, and I could reward myself and eat a bunch of food and watch video games. My whole life was full. The only reason I haven't achieved everything I've wanted in this current pathway is because I'll knock on doors, but I don't have anybody to compete with. I'm isolated. When I was with Trinity Solar, we were all in constant competition. I had to see every time somebody else made a sale, I'd be like, fuck, they're winning. Now I have to make a sale. And basically, you need people to compete with. That's just all it is. You just need people to compete with. If you don't have a bunch of strong warriors surrounding you that can help you move towards your goal and achieve what you want to achieve, if you don't have people around you that are better than you, that are more competitive, that are faster, that are going to bring you up and rise you to that level, why on earth are you talking to fucking lamos who are under you? Why are you competing with people who are worse than you? You're just going to end up being worse. It's like when I was playing at a super high level of competition, people who are experts at the game, fucking industry titans, they've been playing for years and years and years. They have perfect form, well-oiled machines. I rose to the occasion and my form got better. But when I play with stupid little high school kids, my form got worse. So you always have a choice in this world. You can't really control how you respond, or you can't really control how you act in certain scenarios. Like, you can't really control what you're going to say. You can control where you go and what state of being you're in. If someone walks up to you and says, hey, bro, it's been a long time since I've seen you. What have you been up to? How you been? You're basically just going to picture in your mind whatever you've done the past few weeks and then just tell them whatever. All of your responses, all of your little animal reactions, they're all pretty much already planned out. The only thing you control, really, is where you take your body and what you actually react to. So I could sit around talking with all my friends, looking at memes, scrolling on Twitter, just hanging out, looking at memes and shit, joking around. Or I could be responding and reacting to the professional volleyball film and then the film of me playing. Professionals and me, side by side, that's who I wanted to compete with. When everybody else around me was lazy and did not compete and brought me down, I took matters into my own hands. And I filmed videos of myself so I could look at my own work and then I could look at the work of professionals. And I had 2 phones side by side. And every single day I compare and contrasted my current state to the absolute perfection. And that is how you win. If you compete with perfection and your goal is perfection, and every single day you inch closer and closer and closer towards that goalpost of perfection, eventually you will come close. It's just a matter of time. So what's the best use of my time right now? Making my life easier for tomorrow. The best use of my time right now is making it so I can move faster and trust my instincts tomorrow. What can I do today that will make tomorrow go even faster, even better? And the answer is make everything a simple survival necessity. Make everything clean, simple, a clear path to follow. Like I said, it's a lot easier when you have something to compete with, something side by side to compare yourself with, than it is to just try to imagine some form of success that you've never actually seen before. So much easier to follow a path. So set yourself up for success. Get a fucking list and do the work. Get more shredded.